Hi everyone, I'm just going to show you some of the works I've been doing. These are still in progress. I'm not finished with these completely yet. Having a bit of trouble with artist block. But these are some of the things that I've got sitting there on the go. This one being on a canvas. It started as like there's about 10 different paintings underneath, different compositions, and I'm still not complete with this. I'm liking where I'm going with it though, so this so far is making me feel a little bit better. The blue has to go. I can't stand that blue. That is not working for me at all. This is actually not too bad. I may put something else down here. It does look a bit busy, so your eye is drawn to that. There's a little figure of a lady that has to be put in here. And then there's like a box type tray type thing and a few flowers. This background, which is where I'm changing the blue, I did a grey, sort of a grey, greenish grey. I'm not sure whether I want to do it that dark. It might be lightened up. And then there's got to be some more flowers just in the background here. So that is a work in progress and has been for a while. There is so many different paintings underneath this. Is a little bit ridiculous, but anyway, this one here is just a little one that I've also again has had, you know, 10 other paintings underneath, and it's getting there. This background has to go. This is terrible, this milky yellow, mustard yellow color. Also I'm not liking is the outside of this vase. It is too neat for my liking. I'm liking this, but this is not popping out because of that color, so that's got to go. This is all right. And I'm okay with the pear. That may change a little bit, but yeah, they're just some canvases. And these works here are done on some cardstock stuff. This is stuff I got that would have been used for scrapbooking, yeah, because it came with a whole heap of different colors, and I pulled some of them out because these are quite textured on one side, so it gives you the illusion of canvas. But this one here again has another composition in the background, and I wasn't liking it. It was too tight. Even you can see here on the sides of this frame, like window frame type of thing, which is what I was making, it was too defined, too straight. So I basically just colored it, gone over it with a bit of gesso, and I will, yeah, change that and make it, you know, I might even make it something else yet, I don't know. This has got to be changed with to be different color, maybe yellow, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave the background yellow and whether I need to fill in, get rid of these. These were flowers in the background. I sort of don't mind that little bit of pink popping through, but yeah, anyway, these definitely have to be filled in a little bit more. They're not very opaque. I can't remember what paint. Oh yeah, I did use this paint that I've got. They're great paints. They're inexpensive, but I do find that the white is a little bit transparent. But it might have also been that I did have it watered down a fair bit to try and get it flowing. So that probably is why. But I can just go straight over the top of that and that should be fine. So there's that one. There is, I don't know. I don't throw things out, but this might be a throw out. I started just sketching a still life on the back, and then I don't know what I did. I changed it, turned it over and changed it, and started drawing one on the front, and I don't like it. I don't like this. I outlined this with a paint pen and that looks terrible, so I'd have to change that. I have to change a lot of things, so I don't even know whether I'll even complete that one. The same with this one. It's not too bad. Of course, I have to fill these colours in. But this will be, I guarantee it, this will be, I'll just do it and it'll end up really great. This one was my backyard. This is done on white, It's done on a red card stock. It's got this sort of weave textured pattern to it, and I sort of went pretty well weird with the colours. This needs to be painted in. It's not meant to be white. It's got to be something else. I don't know what colour to do there yet, but that's a path that has a grey slate on it, and of course it's not in this. And this has changed as well, so this needs to be that green. But I actually don't mind the look of it. I don't know if it's showing up to what it's showing like on here, but probably looks a bit dark. But this shadowing of the tree, I was actually quite happy with. And then this, I wasn't liking this to start with, but I actually don't mind it, except there's got to be a different colour here. This has got to change because there's too much of this brown. Or I'm going to do something here, maybe make that a different colour. This is going to have a bit of blue and white, maybe blue and white check or red and white check. Actually, red and white check might be alright. And I may have to change the colour of the cup, but not too bad. I like the view out the window. I don't know if this will show up very well. I don't mind the view out the window. It looks very autumn-like, which is what we have here in Australia. We're into autumn, so yeah, so something has to happen here, and definitely need to have something change on top. So whether I put like maybe a red and white check tea towel, or I don't know, something, but that's what I'm doing there. It's growing on me, believe it or not. And I've got some gouache paints which I have started a little bit of something in here. This is just some oil pastels. That's oh, you're right there, Tilly. She's got to be, as all cats do, right in the middle of everything, don't you? Yep, you do. Okay, so we will. Don't knock off my stuff. Don't knock it off the thing. That would be annoying. There she is. Don't ask me what was going on here. She moved when I was trying to sketch her. Yeah. But that's what she looks like when she's on my bed. Don't you, Till? And just some other sketching I've got going in here, which I'll use my gouache paints on that, I reckon. They seem to come up quite well on black. This was oil pastels. I particularly like that composition. I got that from a book, the still life book actually that I've got. My son drew that. It's a ninja cat, he told me. And then somewhere, where's my bird? Oh, so this is my gouache paint that I've just purchased. It's an inexpensive one, and that's my first use of it on black paper. And I just used a picture out of a book on birds as my reference to get that. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's a bit rough, sort of drawing, rough sketch, but yeah, I'm actually liking the fact that the opacity is so good, and I've been hearing that for so long now. That's why I went out and bought some. And yeah, so that's pretty well it. I just wanted to show you just quickly some things. Oh, I will show you this. These are the little sketches I've been doing, called teeny weeny sketches. They are, hopefully they show up okay on here. Just using offcuts of the paper. So, and then some of this is, most of it's done with, I think I'm using Crayola Super Tips and some Sharpies, actually, coloured Sharpies. that one I like. My son wanted me to do one with a dog, a sausage dog in it, because I've got one. So there it is. And there's a cat behind the chair there. I call that one hide and seek. I don't know how well they're coming up on screen, but they're quite vibrant in real life. This was just some cheap watercolour that I used just to basically try it out. And I've never really used watercolour before, so I've now got a different type of watercolour, which is probably a little bit more vibrant. That was just, yeah, that was nothing. That was just throw something on a bit of paper. This is another one of the teeny tiny sketches, or teeny weeny sketches I'm doing. And a lot of people say to me that they should be in a storybook, which is what I might do. And then this is just some watercolour that I did. And yeah, I actually really like that as well. So on a bit of scrap paper, Tilly's decided to jump off. So there's some of my works, and I will be getting stuck into some more, just getting past my artist block, but I'm getting there. I am getting there. I've got a lot on the go. I eventually get annoyed with having so many there, and then I'll just come in and just do them and, you know, put them in a frame. That's what I will do sometimes, is just get to a point where I'm sort of, oh, I'm not quite sure if I'm finished with it. I'm not finished with that one, that's for sure. I'll just quickly put it in a frame. I'll just show you what I mean. I did this one, and it's been sitting on a piece of paper for ages, and hopefully I don't get any glaring from the lighting here. This has been on a piece of paper, like a paint, not this particular composition. I had other things that were some type of abstract weird stuff that I had for ages and ages, probably maybe 18 months, 2 years, and it was sitting in all my stuff, because I don't throw much out. And I started going over it and did flowers, and then changed it. Anyway, I've got to this point. I've used these paints that I purchased online from Riot Art here in Australia, and it's their brand. It's called Holcroft is the brand, and it's done, I don't know if you can see that, it's probably a little bit glary with the lighting, but it's actually made in Australia, and they have all these sort of like pre-mixed colours. There's not really like the colours that you would know. I think there is one though called Cadmium, the Cadmium Yellow Medium, which is this one here. This is the Cadmium Yellow Medium, and what I did like is that they've got the actual colour painted on a swatch that's stuck to the front of the tube, so you can see exactly how it's going to turn out. I purchased these because they said they were matte. Well, not necessarily this one, but these are matte finish. These have got quite a matte finish to them. But I got these ones. These ones are called Ultra Matte. Again, these are Holcroft and Urban Crafter, but it is still, they're still made for Riot Art. Made in Australia for Urban Crafter, but the address on the bottom of the tube is the same address as the other one, which is made for Riot Art. I think it's their address. And let me see, I may not be right, I don't know, maybe not, I'm not sure. I did look it up, but they're pretty good. This is an impasto. It's not really it's not what I would call a thick paint. It's not really thick, but it's definitely thicker than this one here. This one's quite fluid like. I'd call this one a soft bodied, and I'd call this one almost like a flow, but the opacity is fantastic. So that's what I've used on this painting here. And I got to a point where I wasn't sure where I was going with it. The pot or the vase was painted so many colours, so many patterns. I was really getting annoyed. This was a blue and white check. Then I had a bit of, I actually put a bit of, what do you call it? collage. It was tissue paper that I had hand printed some, or stamped some script writing with ink on, and then stuck it on here. That's what the original blue was like here, and then I didn't like it, so I went over it, and I was almost at the point of throwing the thing in the bin, but I thought, no, let's persevere and see where we go with it. So I ended up doing it yellow. It had been red, I think. It was striped purple and pink. It was this. Eventually I was happy with the flowers, the colour of the flowers. They were all different originally, and I ended up painting this white. I had it yellow, and I thought that was too bright, and I was going to like do some pattern on it, but I ended up going over it again with white with some gesso, and then I just put these random black dots on there with my paintbrush and left it. And then I started to think I liked it, and I wasn't sure where I was going to go, so I decided, right, you're going in a frame, pop you in the frame, stick you up on the wall or stick you up on my desk and just leave you there. And I'm actually liking it. So I think maybe for anyone out there that gets to that point where they're not sure if they could call it completed or finished, is to actually, if it's on paper, like this is just A4, it's a cheap paper, it buckles, it's not actually a heavyweight paper, but if you getting to that point where you're not sure whether you can call it done, but you're sort of there, you're sort of liking it, but you're not sure. I think and this is what I do anyway, so is that you put it in a frame. If it's paper, stick it in a frame. I just used a bit of that like painter's tape so that it doesn't tear when I take it out. This is an inexpensive frame I got from Kmart, and I've just put it in. It's actually, the opening here is actually smaller than A4, so some of my painting is actually underneath, or like hidden behind the mat board, but it didn't matter because it actually cropped it in a little bit more, which made it look better. And then put it up on the wall or lean it up against, something on a desk or something. If it's on canvas, you can just stick it up on the wall or up on a shelf, and then just look at it, for a while and live with it like it is. And then I guess at different times of the day, there's different lighting from different angles. And I think you can then get a better idea whether or not it's finished, it's complete. And I'm almost at that point where I don't even really want to touch it anymore. I may do something back in here. I feel like I need to put in a bit of pattern here. So I probably will take it out and have one more last attempt of putting in some type of checked pattern again. And I might do it over like the whole thing, except for this bit here. And maybe fix up this here where the leaf is sort of like cutting through the back of the chair, because that looks wrong. But the rest of it I'm actually okay with. I may do something with, I did some pencil marking around here to give it a bit of an edge, but I can do away with that if I paint this in darker or have some type of a pattern here. So that's what I'm going to do. So if that helps anyone to that idea of doing that, then great, because you can get so overwhelmed with whether you've finished something or not, and don't get to that point where you feel like you need to throw the thing in the bin, because I've been there quite a few times. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. That's some of my work. I did want to get some type of video out because I haven't done any videoing at all, and I don't want to just have a channel that just sits there idle with nothing new on it. So I will try to do some more. I have to go and buy myself a laptop, because my laptop is pretty old, like really old, and I don't even think it's compatible with some of the programs now. So that will make editing a lot easier, because I'm happy to do everything on my phone, and that can be quite challenging. So anyway, just thought I'd show you a little bit of inside the studio today. So yeah, anyway, take care everyone.